Hi, hello, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing really good and you are safe and healthy at the moment. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a whole week of home workouts. No equipment needed, all you need is your body weight and a little bit of space. If you follow me over on Instagram, you'll have seen I mentioned last week I wanted to do a free week home guide, as I know it's a really tough time for us all in many different ways, and I think one thing to help keep us sane is to keep your body moving, and that goes hand in hand with your mental health for absolute sure. So I really wanted to prioritise making it as accessible as possible for everyone, so I'm not using any equipment, literally just your body weight, and I'm kind of doing it in like a circuit format. Now this is really good for increasing like your cardiovascular health and also, you know, maintaining muscle. You can't grow massive muscle using your body weight, you do need some like higher form of resistance. If you've got enough weights at home, you could progressive overload with those, but this one I just wanted to completely focus on being a home workout guide. I have managed to get my hands on a few weights, but I know and understand that a lot of it is out of stock at the minute. So yeah, that is that covered. So I'm going to take you through my 5-day split of home workouts. I have sort of separated the days. So I'm going to leave a link down below to the guide itself, and I'm also going to explain like each move through this. So this kind of like circuit training is really good for like explosive movements and high intensity, so it really gets your heart rate going. To get the best results from any home workout, you really need to put some time and effort in, and you know, make sure your form is correct, and that way you're going to help to build yourself like a leaner physique on a whole. And of course that needs to be backed with your nutrition side of things. If your goal is to lower your body fat slightly, then you need to be in a slight calorie deficit, nothing crazy drastic. So before we get straight into it, if you could hit this video with a like and subscribe to my channel, and we will go ahead.
Of course, we're starting the week off with a glute and booty circuit, and we're going in with lateral steps. So for this, you just want to be slightly higher than a squat, keep your knees facing outward, and you're just going side to side. Remember to keep a tight core. So the next exercise is a glute bridge. Here you just want to make sure your knees are bent and your feet are placed flat on the ground, and just lift your hips up to the maximum level, and make sure you can feel a squeeze and contraction at the top of each movement. So the next exercise is a sumo squat pulse. Here you want to make sure you've got a wide stance with your toes pointing out to the sides, and you're lowering yourself by bending your knees as far as you can go and just pulsing twice and returning to the starting position, pushing straight through your heels. Then it's the forward jump shuffle back. This is an absolute killer, I must admit. So you want to start with your feet shoulder width apart and keep your hips low, extend your arms back and just create some momentum and jump forward, and then just shuffle straight back to. Then next up is jumping lunges. So you just want your knees at 90 degrees and jump up and switch your legs in mid-air. Just make sure you keep your chest up and don't stay on the ball of your front foot. Then next we've got the frog pump. So here you're just squeezing your bum as hard as you can, lifting your hips straight up so it forms a straight line, and then just lowering your bum back down to the floor. Just really make sure you're squeezing those glutes. Moving on to day 2, which is an intense full body circuit, and we're starting with burpees. So you just want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, bend at your hips and knees, and just place your hands on the floor, kick your feet back and just drop down, and then press back up and jump upwards. Moving on to the squat to crisscross crunch. So here you just want to make sure your core muscles are engaged, open your elbows and just keep your neck relaxed and your back straight. Then it's shoulder taps, so you're just alternating your sides and make sure your core is tight, engage your glutes and keep your head, spine and neck all aligned, and just remember to breathe out as you touch your shoulders with your hand and maintain your back flat and hips level with the floor. Then it's a pulsing squat jump, so keep your chest up and your hips back, don't let your knees extend over your toes, and just remember to inhale as you squat and breathe out as you jump back up. So the next exercise is a plank, and here you're in a push-up position with your elbows underneath your shoulders and your feet hip width apart. Bend your elbows and just rest your weight on your forearms and on your toes, keeping your body in a straight line and your hips down. The next one is a straight leg raise, so keep your abs engaged at all times and your back and head pressed against the floor, and then just like lift up. If you feel any discomfort in your lower back, just reduce the range of motion by lowering your legs only halfway, and just make sure your feet don't touch the ground. So the next one is day 3, and it's an ab focused full body circuit, and we're starting off with some high knees. So here, just open up your chest, add some support to your lower back while keeping that core tight and just landing on the balls of your feet. Moving into bicycle crunches, so here breathe out as you crunch, keep your shoulder blades off the mat and just make sure your core is really engaged here. Then it's mountain climbers, so keep your toes and balls of the feet touching the floor, and just you bringing one knee up towards the centre of your stomach and then quickly alternating between legs. So it's like a plank position. Make sure your hips are low and your body's in a straight line. Then we're moving into scissor kicks. So here, avoid arching your back, keep your lower back pressed against the floor and just lift your legs and alternate crossing your feet over the top. Next up is the up down plank. So again, make sure your glutes are engaged, tighten your core and keep your head, neck and spine aligned, and just breathe in as you bend your arms and place your elbows on the mat. The next exercise is single arm crunches. You might be able to get your legs straighter than mine are, it just depends on your flexibility, and here make sure you're sort of moving with your core before your arms. So day 4 is a full body burner, a really intense circuit, and we're starting with jumping lunges. And the next move is the side to side squats. So breathe in as you squat and use your outer heel to push yourself up into the side, squat, and then repeat the movement on the other side. And then we're going into burpees. This one is intense, let me tell you, but just keep pushing and keep going with the timer. Then the next one is a kneeling press up. So here you want to have your hands below your shoulders and cross your feet. Keep that back straight and start bending your elbows until your chest is almost touching the floor. Moving on to alternating side lunges. So here you just want to maintain your balance, give your back support with keeping your core tight, step out to the side with your right leg and keep your left leg straight, and then just alternate between the two and just use your right heel to push you back into the starting position and breathe back out. Then we're doing a surrender, so make sure your knees are protected with like a yoga mat or a rug as such, and keep a steady pace and just remember to keep your back straight and arms extended throughout each one and just go up and down. And it is day 5, upper body and a full body circuit. So we're starting with kneeling press ups. Then it's mountain climbers, keep your hips low again and just breathe slowly and keep it all steady and controlled. Going into shoulder taps, so breathe out as you touch your shoulder with your hand and keep your back flat and your hips level with the floor. So the next exercise is walkouts. So you're shifting your weight onto your hands and just walking them forward until your body is in a straight line from your head to your heels. So make sure your core is really tight and your hands go underneath your shoulders at the end and just come up onto your toes. Then we're just moving into a rolling plank. So here you want to make sure your hips aren't dropping and you're just on your toes. So the last one is a plank leg lift, and here you just want to make sure you're not arching your back, keeping your hips level and lift each leg alternating. This is an absolute killer, and make sure your core is tight and glutes are engaged.
Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave a link to the free guide down below. Please make sure you are subscribed and like this video. Let me know over on Instagram like how you found each workout and tag me if you do any of these, and I'll see you guys in the next video.